All right, now we get into the serious part or maybe the most dangerous part of loading this 5.7 shell is the charging portion, and we're going to be very careful about how we charge these, and we do a couple of safety steps in the process. I'm using True Blue pistol powder for these shells, Ramshot True Blue, and I'm using a published charge. I'm using 5.5 grains, and what I've got here is an electronic scale, and then I'm actually double weighing every load before I put it in the case. I've got this scale, the safety scale, set at 5.6, and I make sure here that I'm weighing at 5.5, and I bring it back over to the safety scale and make sure that it does not go over a 5.6 load, which is still a safe published load, but I'm leaving some margin for error there. So after we're done charging the cases, I also take a flashlight and actually look at each case before we put a bullet on it, and I check to make sure it's charged, number one, make sure I haven't forgotten one, and to make sure I haven't double charged a case, which would be catastrophic. Double charging is obvious when you look at it. I mean, it comes up and fills actually part of the neck. It's easy to see, even from an angle, it's easy to see that you've double charged a case. But I'm still just very, very cautious and careful and make sure that we don't double charge that case. So I'm going to go ahead and weigh out a few here, and I'll show you what I do. Turning my scale on. And what I've actually created here is a small scoop with a .22 caliber casing, rimfire that I fired and glued to an Allen wrench, and this gives me probably about 4.7, 4.8, 4.9, anywhere to 5, depending on how it loads up, and then I trickle the rest. So I'm just trickling the powder here to 5.5. And setting it on the scale here. And we are under the 5.6 weight. When I know that, I turn the case over, take my funnel, and fill the case. And then we'll do the process again. That was 4.8 out of my scoop. You kind of have to wait for this to change. And this wants to set 5.4. There's 5.5. Kind of even out my powder, put it on the scale here. And again, we're going to make sure we're under, which we are. Turn the case over and charge the case. After that process is done, before we load the case, I actually will stand over these with a flashlight, and this is probably the most important, and actually go over them one by one to make sure that the case level is approximately the same in each, or the level of the powder in each case is approximately the same, and that each one is charged. And I will go this way, and I'll actually go back again this way, horizontally and vertically, to make sure I've double checked each case before we put a shell on them. So that's the process that I use. And when we come back to putting the bullet on, we'll set the camera up again and show you the finished process.